to Eli and his Rebbetzin for hosting last night's Siyum. It was amazing. Outdid yourself. Shkoyach. We're up to.
Going to be like in 7.5 years. The next one.
Okay, we're up to Bechoros, Daf Chav Pei Amud Beis. 2 lines from the bottom. Meisveh. So we learned yesterday that Reish Lakish, we had a machlekes in the Mishnah. What happens with wool or hair that was cut off and left until after the Bechor either died or was nishmat? The machlekes between Chachamim and Akav ben Malala. So Reish Lakish says that the whole machlekes is in case of hitira mumcha, meaning only after a mumcha had a look at this part and decided that it is a Baal Mum. Only in such a case there is a machlekes. But if this hair was pulled off before a mumcha had a look at it, then according to everybody it's also. Says the Gemara Meisvei, 2 lines from the bottom of Family Base. If someone tears off wool from a bechor that is tam, meaning that does not have a mum, even though afterwards it did get a mum and he shechted it, it's still also ba'anoah. Says the Gemara, tam of the tam. It's also ba'anoah. Why? Only because it came off when he was still tam. Ha ba'al mum, shali. But if it happened after, if the wool came off after he was already a ba'al mum, so then the wool is mutar ba'anoah. So we see that if it's a Baal Mum and not a Tam, it is Mutar. Even though a Mumcha did not have a look at it yet. So we see not like Reish Lakish. Says the Gemara, no. No. As long as the Mumcha did not look at it and say this is a Baal Mum, it's still considered a Tam. And in such a case, if the wool came off, it's also Ba'ana even after he shechts it. The Gemara wants to say that this, what Reish Lakish says, is a machlokes tanoim. Also, if he pulled out this wool from a bechor who's a tam, even if there was a mum afterwards, it's also. Bechor ba'al mum shetalash mimenu. If the bechor was already a ba'al mum and then he pulled out the wool, umeis, and then he died without shchita. So then the machlokes Akav ben Malala and Mateh. The Chachamim Ma'isrim. So according to Tanakama, the machlokes over here, the chura is in case of the bechor being a Baal Mum, having the wool taken off and then dying. No, this is not the case that Akav ben Malala said that this wool is mutar. What's the case? Elo be'al bechor Baal Mum shenosha ve'inichoy b'chaloin ve'achakach shchotoi. We're talking about a Baal Mum. The wool came off and he put it aside, he didn't use it, and then he shechted it. It didn't die, he shechted it. In this case, so this is case number 2, contra Rabbi Yehuda. Amar Rabbi Yossi, Moide Abba Chalafta b'zeh shu mutar. Abba Chalafta says that in a case where it was pulled off of Bechor Baal Mum and he was shechted it, shu mutar, it's mutar according to everybody.
If it fell off.
We'll see back in the Gemara. We'll see.
I'm saying, which case is he going on? In the second case?
Yeah, it's talking about the same case, the second
Shenasha.
case.
So
Yes,
Shenasha.
yeah. We'll see in the Gemara that it's all talking about that it's either came off or fell off, no difference. We bring the Gemara, we'll see.
Okay.
Gemara talks about it.
Okay.
So in such a case, if it was shechted, it's mutar. If it was taken off, it has to be put in the window. Why? There might be a chance of it being mutar. In what case? Shchata, you not call mutar.
What's the yichud?
Specifically.
Huh?
Designating it?
What?
What's his case? About the yichud,
He says like this: you have wool that came off from a bechor Baal Mum.
Yeah.
Truthfully, leave it aside. There's a chance that it will be mutar ba'ana. In what case? So it says Rabbi Yossi, Shchata divra kol mutar. If you shechted, it's for sure mutar according to everybody, even according to Chachamim. Meis, if it died, that's a machlokes. Akav ben malal mateh b'chachamim ma'isrim. Frag the Gemara, Rabbi Yossi, Hainu Tanakama. That's what we said at the beginning, right? We said if se'ar b'chor ba'almum came off, v'meis, that's a machlokes. What is abachalata eating? It's the exact same thing. Says the Gemara, no. Ella lav l'chura. What could we say? Hitiru mumcha ikabenayu. The machlokes is if it has to be only after a mumcha was matir. The Tanakama sova hitiru mumcha in v'iloi iloi. Tanakama holds that only after a mumcha was matirit, that is the machlokes. Okay? But Rabbi Yossi, he says no, if it was nishchat, doesn't matter if the mumcha was matirit before it happened or not. In such a case, it's mutar b'hana. So we see l'chura that it is what Rish Lakish said, that the hitir mumcha is a machlokes, that is machlokes tanaim. Says Rav, no, Amar Rav loy, dekulame hitir mumcha in ila hitir loy. No, only if a mumcha was matir this bechor before the wool came off, only in such a case it would be mutar if it was nishchat. But if a mumcha wasn't matir, it's also bana. What's the machlokes? We saw that Rabbi Yossi and Tanakama l'chura say the same thing. They both talking about that the bechor died and wasn't shechted. V'shalosh machlokes b'davar. We have three ways. The Tanakama sova pligi b'meis v'huadin l'shachtai. Tanakama holds the machlokes is in both cases, if the Bechor had Ba'amum had the wool come off or taken off, and then he died or was shechted, in both cases there's a machlokes between Chachamim and a Kavi ben Malala. Why is the Lashon Meis? Why is the Lashon of the machlokes in Meis? That tells the Chiddush of a Kavi ben Malala that he is matir even if it died. Not only if it's shechted is a mutar ba'ana, says a Kavi ben Malala, even if it died. The Rabbi Yehuda Sovar, the second shita is no, b'meis divrei kol asur. If it died, according to everybody, it's asur. Keep ligay. What's the machlokes b'shachatoi? If he shechted it, then there's a machlokes. In such a case, Kavi ben Malala says that it's mutar, and Chachamim say it's asur. Also, Rabbi Yossi says a third way. B'shachatoi divrei kol mutar. Keep ligay b'meis. He says no. If it was nishchat, even according to Chachamim, it's mutar. But if it was meis, that is the machlokes, whether it's mutar ba'ana or
What's the
not.
difference if it's nishchat or meis? What's studying? Why does it be?
The main question is, the main question is, are we geyser on this wool after him leaving this animal in order to shear it? That's the question.
So what's the difference if I shechted it or I died on his own?
Because when you shecht it, you matter everything. If it's meis, it's nikvar. Right? If a bechor dies, everything is nikvar. It's nikvar with it. Okay, it's nikvar al oira, etc., etc. If it's nishchat, it's mutar. So that's the question: is this? Do we say gzeira? You cut it off, no, you can't ever have enough from it, or we say no, it's the same way. If it's nishchat, so then it's mutar. If it dies, it's have kavura. The question is it the same thing or not?
לא קיבלת? לא. מה שהוא אומר.
Yeah, say that. Fine. Omar Nachman. Hilchasa Kabiuda. Rabbi Nachman says halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda. That what? That if it died, everybody says it's asur, and if it's nishchat, that is the machlokes between Chachamim and Akav ben Halala. Why? In the Mishnah, it's the Maseches Eidos. Maseches Eidos brings down a whole list of things that were Eidos from the Gedolim of those times. That halacha is like that, and it says in Eidos, Vitnan, Se'al b'choyer ba'almum shenoshal, V'inichai b'chaloy nachakav shchotoi. Okay, our case, that the wool came off, and he put it in the window, meaning he did not use it yet, and then he shechted the b'chor. Okay, so that's the halacha according to Rabbi. We could prove also from our Mishnah that it goes according to Rabbi Yehuda. Ditnan. What's it talking about? At the end of our Mishnah, after it brings the machlokes of Akav ben Malala and Chachamim, it says as following: if you have wool that is not connected to the animal itself, but it's like a little bit loose, but it's still together with all the rest of the wool.
Caught up in there.
Tangled.
If you see it the same or similar, we'll see back in the Gemara what does it mean, the same. If it looks the same as all the rest of the wool, so then it's mutar. But if not, it's also. So it says the Gemara now goes through all the three shitas and try, or more, you could say even the six shitas, because each one of them has chachamim and akavia. Okay, and the Gemara tries to explain who is this talking about. Right. Says the Gemara Mani, who does this go like? If we're talking about Rabbi Yossi, and what did Rabbi Yossi say? What did Rabbi Yossi say? Rabbi Yossi said that the machlokes is in both cases, right? So, ubimai, what case are we talking about? If we're talking about that it was shechted, ben akavia ben rabbanon idividi mishrashari. According to akavia and chachamim, if it was shechted, it should be mutar. Ve'ela b'meis. So we're talking about what? Talking about that it died, and that's the machlokes between akavia and chachamim. V'rabbanon idividi meisarasre. They say it's also no matter what. V'akavia.
I thought you said when it there's no machlokas.
No, Rabbi Yossi, according to Rabbi Yossi was the third one. Yeah? It's turning around, so I got mixed up, sorry. Rabbi Yossi is the third cheater. Rabbi Yossi says, if it was shechted, divrei kol mutar, and the machlokes is only b'meis. Okay? Shchata divrei kol mutar, the whole machlokes is b'meis.
We would have a chart, there would be 3 columns.
Right.
And then
Well, Eli did not prepare a chart, and he's not even listening, so that's a bigger problem.
we would have a color, you need a color.
Yeah, gray and
Oh.
white, with grays and color and white.
Okay. So who does it go like? So if it's talking about nishchat, so according to everybody it's mutter. What's the difference if you could see it with the wool or not? If we're talking about that it was dyed, the Rabbanon idividi meisar asre, Rabbanon say it's all asur, so it can't go like that. Via kavya, it should be the other way around. Nira imagiza also the misak asrele. If it looks the same as the rest of the wool that's on the animal, on the bechor, it should be also, because when a bechor dies, you have to bury it with everything. So if it looks the same as all the other wool, it has to be buried together. If it doesn't look together, so it's disconnected, so it's not part of the bechor anymore, so it doesn't have to be buried, it should be the other way around. So it can't go according to Rabbi Yossi. It has to be that it goes according to Rabbi Yehuda. What does Rabbi Yehuda say? Rabbi Yehuda says that in the mace, according to everybody, it's also the machlokes is nishchat. So ubemai, what are we talking about? Ilay ubemace, ben lakavia ben rabbanon idividi meisar asre. It has to be also in any case, because mace, you have to bury it. Elo la b'shchodoi. So we have to say that we're talking about that it was shechted. And who does it go according to? Via kavia idividi mishoshari. If we're saying it goes according to Akavia, he says it's mutter, no matter what. Elolav Rabbanon he. So we have to say it goes according to Rabbanon. And then what? So what did Rabbanon say? Nishchat. The Rabbanon say in a case of Nishchat, it's a the machlokes is b'nishchat. So according to Rabbanon, even if it was nishchat, it was asur. Okay, but if it is near im hagiza, then it's mutter. Why? Because the wool that's on the animal now, okay, that he didn't do anything to it. When he shechts it, he's shechting it beheter.
Correct. Yeah.
All the wool is mutter. So if this wool that was taken off looks like the rest of the wool that's still on the behemoth, so once he shechts it, he's matter all the wool, even the one that's not connected, but looks the same. But if it doesn't look the same and it looks separated already, that is exactly the case. Rabbanan say there's a gezerah. If it was taken out, it's tolush. On that, even a shchita is not matir. Okay. So till now we were talking about what happens if he takes off wool from a bechor. If someone tears or pulls wool out of an oila, that is not a balmum. Okay, so Rashi explains that we're talking about a dafka balmum, not a balmum, a tamim, while it's alive before shchita. And Rashi explains that if it's a Baal Mum, this Oila, it's for sure going to be Asur because we have a Gezerah that maybe he's going to leave the animal and he'll do Giza V'Avodah. Again, the question of the Gemara is talking about an Oila Tmima that's still alive. Okay, why? Explains Rashi, if it would be dead, if it would be a Baal Mum, it would be also Divrei HaKod because of the Gezerah that we worried maybe he'll leave this Oila and he'll be Oved or do Geziza on this Oila. So says the Gemara, Toilesh mi command the Shali. So here we come. Toilesh, is there anybody that says that if you pull it off on purpose, then you are allowed to have Hana from it? Elo, Semel Shenitlash Roelachmim Mahu.
Are you allowed to be toilet? It's much better you're allowed to be toilet.
The question is here, is there anybody that's sorry? It's Gziza, it's for sure also.
Not only B'diavad is a mutter, but Ba'no, but are you allowed to be toilet?
You're not allowed to be Toilesh, so it can't be that we're talking about. Someone that's Toilesh to the Rosh, it's a Giza. Yeah.
Are you allowed to pull it?
Elo, Tzemel Shenitlash Roelachmim Mahu. What's the din if the wool was Nitlash came off on its own? So Gemara explains. The chatas b'asham lo'iti b'alach. We're not talking here about a chatas and an asham. Why? They came in the kapara so loy mashalahu. Because chatas and asham are brought as kapara, so the bailim won't leave it to have hana from more wool that will come onto this animal. Because it's kapara, they quickly want to do their kapara. We're not worried they're going to leave this animal alive in order to use its wool. The Bechoros Meiser Nami, by Bechoros and Meiser, it's for sure also Bana. Why? The cave and the lava kapara
So
also.
for Chatas and Asham it would be mutter if it was
What?
Nitlash? So by Chatas and Asham it would be mutter if it
Yes.
was Nitlash?
Yes.
Because there's no Gzera.
Because no zero, exactly. The Bechoros Meiser Nami, the cave and the lava kapara also Mashalo. Bechoros and Meiser, you for sure would leave it. Why? Because not a kapara, they take their time.
There's Gzera.
No rush anyway. So the Gzera is Bimel if it's Nitlash, you're not allowed to use it. Kiti ba'elah. What happens on the wool of an oila that was taken off? What's the cave on the eagle of the kapara asi mashallah? Because oila doesn't really come in the chait, on the lab. It comes in a dava or other chayvers. So maybe there is a chashash that he'll leave this oila and wait until the wool grows. So maybe it should be also. Maybe came with oila nami mechaper asay. We know that an oila is mechaper on a beetle of an asay. It's still considered some kind of a kapara loy mashila. In such case, he wouldn't leave it. So maybe there's no gzera.
What do you mean leave it?
Leave it alive and wait and not be makrivit until it grows more
Wait till it
wool.
gets more.
Wait till it gets more and more wool
Because he wants the kapara?
because he wants the wool.
Not the wall.
Because he wants the kapara, he won't wait. He'll be makrivit quickly. So if we say that he'll be makrivit quickly, we're not worried he's going to leave it for the wool. So if a little bit of wool came off, we're matter it by no. We don't say that there's a gezerah not to use it. Okay, says the Gemara Toshma. Hatoilesh tzemel mi b'chol tam.
Can I just ask, are we saying in the previous machlokas, the three-way machlokas or the six-way machlokas, that all the ones who say osa, it's all gzera?
Yes.
Every one of them is gzera. None of them is according to the din Torah of using the same.
That's what I recall, yes. Toshma. Hatoilesh tzemel mi b'chol tam. The toilesh. Okay, this is what you asked before. The Chora, what's the reason? It's also because he did it amazing. He pulled it off. He did it be a dime. Hanitlash, but if it came off on his own, we would say Shali. We would say by a Bechor that it's mutar. B'kolshkein oila, the la mashila. So we say kolshkein, right? We say by a Bechor that it's not a kapara. We say it shouldn't. It's not for kapara. We should leave it, and we say it's mutar. So of course by an oila it should be mutar. Says Gemara, no. No. This is talking about also even if it was Nitlash Nami also it's still also even if it was shafted.
Don't make the deal.
The
Deal.
yeah, there's no deal.
Right.
Doesn't make a difference.
Why does it say the lotion of Toilesh Beyadayim? The Kavya, the Baal Mum, Afilu Betoilesh Nami Shali. that Akabi wants to tell you that by a Balmum, if this animal Bechor was already a Balmum, even if you do it by a dime, if you shecht it afterwards, it is mutar. Says the Gemara, V'hana no shatnan. When we talk about what Akabi Malala says, it says already a lashon of Nashar, that it came out on his own, not that he did it by a dime. So how can you say he's talking about? So it's the Gemara, Tana Nashar, do diacha kircha d'rabbanon. Tana toilesh do diacha kircha d'Akabi. We bring both cases for each one of them. We say Noshar that fell off on its own to tell us the strength of Rabbanon, that even if it fell off on its own, it's still awesome. And it says the Lashon of Toilish, doing a Biyadayim, to tell us the Kech of Rabbi Akavia that even if you did a Biyadayim, it's still Mutter.
So we don't have an answer for Ayla.
For Ayla, no, there's no answer for Ayla. Okay, we saw in the Mishnah Tzemer HaMeguldo, we saw this also just now. If Tzemer was disconnected, but it now is still
around it,
attached. The Tzemer that's still connected to the animal. So the Mishnah says that Nirei Magiza Mutar. If it looks the same as the rest of it, it's Mutar. But if it's not, it's also. Says the Gemara, what does this mean that it doesn't look the same as the rest of the Giza? We're talking about that the bottom side now is up. Okay, the disconnected part of the wool, the bottom side, which is the side where it's connected to the animal now, it's the other way, the other side up. Usually it's cleaner, so you see a difference. And so that's the lashon of Ein Nira. It doesn't look the same as the rest of the Giza.
You see the root of the hair.
Yeah.
Frames.
Rav Nosson Bar Oishia Mar Kol She'eina Misma'ech Im Hagiza. So Rav Nosson says, no, we're talking here about that it's not laying in the same level as the rest of the wool. So in such a case, if it's not laying in the same level as the rest of the wool, that's considered not part of it. In such a case, it is. Says the Gemara, why didn't Reish Lakish say, like Rav Nosson Bar Oishia, that we're talking about here, Nira means that it's in the same level? It can't be, it's not flat, it's not a straight surface. And wool, that's the way it is. It goes up and down and up and down. So you can't say that that is a simon, whether it is part of it or not part of it or the same thing. I don't know how we can behave.
You really give this kind of nice big comb, a wool brush.
It's loose. Gel it down.
Now the question is, why doesn't the Gemara say the other way around? Okay, we asked why Reish Lakish doesn't say like Rav Nosson. Why don't we ask why Rav Nosson doesn't say like Reish Lakish? The explanation is Rav Nosson is more machmer. Okay? To say that it's not the same level is more machmer, so that's understood why he's more machmer, so that's why he doesn't say like Reish Lakish.
Most shaggy.
Okay, Zak the Gemara, Zak the Mishnah.
Before you put in the card.
Okay, so
We used to have the card.
giving a Bechor to a Kayin is one of the Matnas Kahuna. Okay, now when you give a Matana, you give a present, it has to be given in a nice way. Now, if you have a baby sheep, okay, and you give it to the Kayin to raise it when it's a week old or 2 days old, it's a lot of work. It's not a nice present to get. And the Kayin doesn't have the mother that could feed the baby. So says the Gemara, the Mishnah, Kama Yisrael Chayovim Litapel Babechor. How long does the Yisrael, the owner, have to keep this Bechor before he gives it over to the Kohen? Says the Mishnah, V'daka ad shloshim yom, u'v'gasa chamish yom. By sheep, he has to keep it for 30 days, and by cows, he keeps it for 50 days.
So a baby is considered a sheep.
What?
A baby is considered a sheep. Depending how big, you do it 30 days.
That's what Gemara is going to say. Is it the same thing or not?
The idea is by the animals that they can go out in the field and
Yeah.
raise themselves and they're not nursing it. At what point do they stop
In
nursing?
that case, it should be 2 years for people.
Rabbi Yossi says no. By sheep, it's more than 30 days. B'daka shloisha chadoshim. It's 3 months. Says the Mishnah, Amalei HaKohen b'toich zman zeh.
But
Neighborly.
Gasa, he doesn't argue?
No. You see the Gemara why?
Doc even more than a Gasa?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't have the chart?
Vulnerable.
Amalek.
Smaller piece.
Amalek Kayan Tirzman Zeh. Neili.
I'll take it.
If the Kayan says, give it to me after a week, I'll take care of it. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to give it to him. Why? Because the Kayan is giving the Yisrael a hana'ah by taking him off the hook. You know, he doesn't have to raise this small baby for a month, and that you can't do. We'll see that in the
Also, you
Gemara.
can give it to which coin you want. You don't have to give it to
Why
That's
not?
me, that's Bichlal. I'm giving it to the other coin.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right, but that's not the reason.
But if he
The
agrees,
reason
if he
is
agrees.
because the Kohen is giving Hana to the Yisrael,
So?
and you're not allowed to give Hana to the
maybe the
Yisrael
Kohen
in
wants
order
to-
to get Matnas Kehuna. We'll see it in the
maybe the
Gemara.
coin wants to eat it now.
What?
Maybe the
This
coin
is
wants
like
to eat
under the
it
table
now
deals.
after 7 days.
They take it from you
So we're
now.
talking about Bechar Tam. Look, another line. Ve'im. Ve'im Ba'al Mumhu. If this Bechar is already a Ba'al Mum, and he says, give it to me because I want to eat it, mutar. If the Kohen says, give it to me, I want to eat it now, so then that's mutar, because he's not saving money to the Yisrael.
Excuse me.
Why?
A Bechor,
Yeah.
good
He's eating it
Bechor,
straight
not
away.
a Balmum.
Yeah.
The coin eats it.
No,
What does the
only
coin
have
do?
you have to wait till it becomes a Balmum.
And the coin has to wait.
Yeah, you have to bring it to the Man Beis Hamikdash. You bring it to the Beis Hamikdash.
We can still eat it.
Now you can give it to
After,
him.
yeah. Or B'shas Hamikdash. B'shas Hamikdash. Time Beis Hamikdash. Im hayot tamim. Amalei teli v'akrivenu mutar. Okay, so what do we do with the Bechor? In time Beis Hamikdash, if it's a tam, meaning that it's kosher to go on the mizbeach, you take it to Beis Hamikdash and you makriv
That would have to
it.
be
Kohen.
after 8 days.
The
Then.
coin is
That's
not.
right.
The coin is not.
Yeah. If it's after a week, if it's a Baal Mum, it goes to the Kohen. Okay? So the bottom line is, if the Kohen wants it in order to use it now, either to be makriv or to eat, you're allowed to. If he wants it because he wants to wait until
30 days. for the kids to
until
go
it gets a mum, that you're not allowed to do before the 30 days. Ha-bechor ne'echal shana b'shana. The bechor, there's a mitzvah that should be eaten within the first year. Bein tam, in time Beis Hamikdash, if it's a tam, you makriv it after 8 days. Well, bein ba'al mum, even if it's a Baal Mum, we should eat it within the first year. We'll see about in the Gemara exactly the timing, etc. It should be eaten within the first year. If the Bechor got a mum within the first year, he's allowed to keep it alive till it's 12 months old. If the mum happens after this Bechor is a year old, you're allowed to keep it only 30 days. Okay, the Gemara is going to talk about exactly what it's talking about. When does this mum happen? Did it happen just before it became a year old?
What does the
After
Kohen
it
do with the
became...
Bechor? He eats it.
He waits till it becomes mum. Once it's about mum, then he eats
Then he
it.
eats it. And in Beis Hamikdash, he's makriv.
He's makriv.
He's makriv, and
Then
he
he
gets
eats
the
it.
basar.
It's like
He gets all the
a
basar.
Okay, says the Gemara Menachem. Where do we know this numbers of 30 days, 50 days, 3 months, etc.? So we have a pasuk that says as following: Mele'ascha v'dim'acha lo yisacher, b'chol banecha titen li. Okay, Mele'ascha v'dim'acha lo yisacher is talking about Bikurim. Okay, now the time of Bikurim is 50 days from Pesach, which is the time that it grows, until you bring it on Shavuos. Okay, b'chol banecha titen li, that is 30 days. Okay, Bechor Adam is 30 days. And then the next pasuk says, Ken ta'aseh l'shoycha l'tzeinecha. That's what you should do for your... Okay, you have Sherecha and then you have Tzeinecha. So the question is over here, we have here two things. We have Bikurim and Bechor. One is 30, one is 15. Then we have Shor and Son. So the Gemara now is going to come and explain which one goes with which. Okay, says the Gemara, Menachem Malav Kahana do Makro. Bechor b'necha titen li, ken ta'aseh l'tzeinecha. Mele'ascha v'dimacha lo yisacher, ken ta'aseh l'sherecha. Okay, so he says like this. Eli, this would have been a good chart.
Yeah.
Mele'ascha v'dimacha lo yisacher is the first. That goes ken ta'aseh l'sherecha. Okay, so that's 50. Bechor b'necha titen li is the second. That's 30. That goes with tzeinecha, which is 30. Says the Gemara, Why? Why do we say it in this way? That 50 goes with shor and 30 goes with son. As I explained, the first in the first pasuk goes with the first in the second pasuk, and the second in the first pasuk goes in the second with the second pasuk.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Unless you're a politician.
What was 50 about it?
Bikurim. The last of the Machal Safar is 50 days. Okay, and that's the first one in the first pasuk. And Shar is the first one in the second pasuk, so those two go together. So Shar is 50. The Chor Banecha Titani is 30. So that goes with the second one, which is 30. Says the Gemara, Adarabba, the Samichlei, let the Samich. Okay? If you look at what's next to what, the pasuk goes, right? So the closest two together are Shar and Bechor, which is 30. So when we say the Shar is 30 and the sheep are 50, it says there's an extra asiyah, an extra time added for a Shar. So we understand from this that the shor is the one that has to be longer. Says the Gemara Ve'ema Shitin. Fine, it has to be longer, so maybe it's double. Instead of it being 30, it's 60. Says the Gemara La Misocha Kosav Lo Chachamim. No, the Torah gives Chachamim the knowledge or the understanding of how many days it has to be.
It says Kentasa the Shorcha Letzonecha. It's funny that the Gemara says Tasa is Dr. Golan Shorcha.
Because that's where it's right next to it.
Does that make it a Rabbanon?
What?
Does that make it a Rabbanon?
What? How long to wait?
Yeah.
No.
It says that.
They're explaining the Torah. They're not bringing a new din. They're explaining what tasa means. How long is this tasa?
Remember, says the reason it's the shortest.
It's 50 days. It's 50 days.
It's a short time between two Yom Tov.
It's 50 days.
Why? If Shmini Atzeres is a Yom Tov B'fnei Atzma, so there's no time between Sukkot and Shmini Atzeres.
Rambam didn't fulfill.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure there's also people that asked that. I don't know. Okay, say it.
It's not the Gimel we're going.
What?
It's not one of the Gimel we're going.
Yeah.
That's not the we're going.
Okay. Tanya Nami Hochi, we have a brisa the same way. The same way by Bechor it's 30 days, also by Tzad it's 30 days. Maybe also by cows it's 30 days. מכאן אמרו עד כמה ישראל חייב להתאבל בבחור בבהמה דקה 30 יום בגסה 50 יום. This is the מקור, you do 30 days by a tzon and 50 days by a shor. Rabbi Yossi אומר בדקה 30 חודשים. Rabbi Yossi says no, daka needs 30 days. Why? 3 months, sorry. 3 חודשים. Why? מפני שטיפולם מרובה. תנו מפני ששיני הדקה. The sheep need extra time, need extra work with, it takes time until they can
What
go
about
out.
the limud?
Yeah.
What about the limud?
Where did he come up with this number?
Yeah, it was
נמצא לו חכמים.
Man Nimsa.
Well, we had a limud. We
Say
had a
4
Menachem
months.
Dimoscho.
My sheep is weaker, it needs 5 months.
You're right.
One
He doesn't
is
work
working
with
on
it.
the time it needs
I will say
to
one
care,
more.
and one's working.
He doesn't live. It's the drush.
And then, where did they come up with short being 50 days? Then?
That's where the teeth come. The wider they do.
He talks about a svara. He doesn't talk about the psukim. Yeah. Okay. Fine. We saw in the Mishnah, if the Kohen says in the middle before.
It's a very big nafkamina if nishtanu atvaim. So then, if it's a drasha, it's a drasha. In malasot. But if it's the sheep is 30 days, so today it's 20 days or 40 days, so then a Kohen would have to work at 20 or 40 days. If it's a mitzvah. It doesn't change. Yeah.
Tessus Yom Tov talks about it also. Okay. They'll send a picture of the bottom line. Okay, so we saw in the Mishnah, if the Kohen wants it within these 30 or 50 days, you're not allowed to give it to him. My time, why? Because it looks like a Kohen that helps out in the field or in the where they collect all the wheat. That you're not allowed to give him the matanos. Okay? Why? Because it's a gezerah of Chachamim that we'll see in a second a whole bunch of things that you're not allowed to. The Kohen is not allowed to have Hana'ah or give Hana'ah to the Yisrael in order that he should give him the matanas.
Providing free services. He's going to start working in the...
Yeah. Tanu Abanon. Now we're going to bring all different cases.
Why not? We say normally the Balavai's got Tovas Hana, who I give my trumah
That's
to.
right.
Who don't know. But Bechor, he can't have Tovas Hana.
Also by Paul. We'll see the Gemara. We'll talk about it. Tanu Abanon. Eli, you have to shout out 5 minutes.
It's less than 10.
Tanu Abanon. HaKohanim ve'alavim ve'hanim hamesayim bebeis haroyim ubeis hagoros ubeis hamidbokayim אינו יש להם תרומה ומעשר בסחורון. אם עושים כן, חיללו. ועליהם הכוסוב, אומר ושיחתם בריס הלוי. ואומר וסקות שבני ישראל לזכרו ולא יסמסו. Says the Brisa, Kohanim, okay, who get Matnas Kehuna, Levim, who get Maaser Rishon, and Anim, that get Maaser Oni, that are helping or working either in the Beis HaRoim, which is where they grow the animals, or in the Beis HaGronis, where they collect the food, the wheat, or in the Shlachtois, for the Kohen to get the Zerah L'Chayim B'Keva. All these cases, you're not allowed to give them the Terumah and Maaser as part of this card. And if they do it, they did it, they are Lashon of Shichatem. It's a bizayon. You mivazeh.
Outgo translates as corruption.
Corruption. Shchitut, yeah. Okay. ועליהם הכוסף ואומר שחיחתם ואומר הזכות שבני ישראל לא ישחררו ולא יסמוסו. מה ואומר? וכי תאמר ולא מיסלוי, if you would think that there is no, that if they'll be okay, they won't die, mashma, if they're not going to be okay, they will die, tashma, הזכות שבני ישראל לא ישחררו ולא יסמוסו.
Who won't die?
The Kohanim.
That what? That
If the mechalel,
yeah.
and they take it as schar, they're going to die.
Not you for giving them.
No.
So who's it on the Savera?
The Kohanim. They're mashkes.
It sounds as though it's
But Ubikshu Chachamim, it's both of them, and here we see also Ubikshu Chachamim Lakanson. Chachamim want to be kindness the Balabatim that are using the work of Kohanim. They want it to be geyser, and that they should do,
meaning double.
yeah, they should do Truma a second
Again.
time. So why didn't it be kindness then? Because we're worried if we tell them to do it again, so they'll have this Truma that was taken already once wrongly. If we tell it to do it again, it's really Ptur. It's Xer Chachamim to do it again, and he'll use it from that on something that was never taken Truma, and that's a problem of taking Truma from Ptur al Chiyuv. So that's why Chachamim weren't kindness. Ubekulon, yesh b'hem tivas hana l'baylim. In all these cases, there is a tivas hana l'baylim, a small hana. What? Keitad Yisrael sheifrish truma mikiryoi, a Yisrael that took off truma, umitzah Yisrael acher a different Yisrael found him. Ve'amar lo helech hasel hazeh utner leben biti kohen mutar. Another Yisrael comes to this baylim and says to him, "Here's a coin. Give this truma to my grandson, who's a kohen." That's allowed. Im haya kohen lekohen also, but a kohen is not allowed to do that and come say, "Here's a coin and give it to my grandson, who is a."
why?
Because that exactly looks like kohen misabeis agronos. That's exactly the same kind of an example that a kohen is not allowed to work or give worth of something in order to have hanah.
One's in direction.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm not finished. Vetana, my time matnas kehuna. Why does it say only lashon of truma? Why doesn't it talk about also matnas kehuna, like Zerah L'Chayim B'Keva? Amalacha truma the kedusha saguf hu the keva the mitchel lo asel lamitebo. Truma has a kedusha saguf. You can't be mala the kedusha of truma onto money. So we're not worried that someone's going to think that by him giving the money, he's putting the kedusha of the truma onto the money. So we're not worried about that. Hane the matnas kehuna kevin the kedushas damim ninhu, because it's kedushas damim and not kedushas aguf. Also limited behind the kohen will make a mistake. So thou mitcha kedushat ayu alba azuzay. He'll think that by him giving the money, he transferred the kedusha onto the money. He'll be nayak with this matnas kehuna minag chulin, and he won't eat it. Explain Bitzli, Bechardo, etc., etc.
Finish the